Hello, my name is Nikenji Hanna, and I'm an alumni for the 2006 class of YBL Louisville. Their love and support were instrumental in making me the man I am today, and I'm honored to share my journey with you. That journey started in 1983 when I was born in Miami, Florida. A few years after I was born, my parents, sister, and I moved to Georgia. By the time I was a young boy, I can remember the day when everything changed. The authorities came to our house and arrested my father for manslaughter. I was too young to know exactly what was going on, but I knew it was serious and my dad wasn't coming home. After he went to prison, my mother moved us to North Carolina, where relatives lived. We lived there for about 5 years while she finished school and got her degree to become a social worker. Then during middle school, we moved to Louisville, where my grandfather lived. My adolescence here was anything but happy. We moved around constantly for a while and I felt like I never fit in. I even developed an ulcer from the stress and had to have an operation to remove it. By the time I was in high school, the only emotion I remember having was anger, and I made sure everyone around me knew it. By my senior year, my anger had reached such heights that I was kicked out of my mother's house several times, and I ended up back in Miami with my dad. This wasn't a good situation for me, being exposed to hardcore street life from my own family members. I was so influenced by what I perceived as the glamour of it all as a teenager, I thought I could come back to Louisville and be a big shot selling drugs. When I returned to Louisville, I was kicked out of 2 different high schools. After the second time, there wasn't anywhere for me to finish school. I had blown my chance. But being a social worker, my mother had heard of a new program called YBL and suggested I check it out. During my first week at YBL, I could tell this was a really different place. They actually cared that I showed up every day and seemed genuinely glad to see me. I was so tired of being the bad guy, and I was so ready to change my life. It was an unexpected revelation. The staff at YBL immediately helped and supported me to clear the path and make a plan to achieve that. Ms. Lynn actually went to court with me and spoke with the judge and got my legal issues reduced to probation and no jail time. My teachers also inspired me every day and helped me work on my emotions and enlightened me on how I viewed the world and my environment around me and working towards my goals of being successful. YBL graduation was one of the best days of my life. My mother and my sister were there witnessing all my accomplishments. I had gotten my GED, been trained in construction, was enrolled in JCTC for classes, and even had started my own small business doing repairs for apartment complexes. Skills and experiences I had gained at YBL. Their love had certainly brought me a long way in just 1 year's time. When the recession hit in the late 2000s, work became scarce, and for several years I started sliding back. It was scary, and at the time I didn't know what to do. One day in 2014, I happened to be driving past YBL and I popped in to say hello. It was like coming home and everyone was so glad to see me and hear what I've been up to. It motivated the hope I had lost. Soon after, there was an opportunity to apply for a position at MSD. I applied and I got the position. I immediately reverted to the things YBL had instilled in me about being a leader, listening, and following directions. These traits have served me well over the past 6 years. I've been promoted 3 times at MSD, and I recently started business classes this semester back at JCTC. So when the next promotion opportunity comes along, I'll be ready. It's wonderful to not only be working for the company that values and rewards their employees for their hard work, but one who also puts their money where their mouth is and supports the place that helped change my life, YBL. In 2012, I met my wife, Krishanda, and we got married and bought our first house where we raised our 3 great kids in 2019. I'm living a life and giving my kids the stability I never dreamed of. The love that set me on the path to this reality was directly from YBL, and I'm so grateful. Thank you for listening to my story. There are hundreds of stories just like mine that YBL has helped and loved, and all of us know that you too are part of what supports that love at YBL just by listening and caring enough to learn more about us. On behalf of all the past, present, and future YBL students, Thank you for being the key of love that unlocks the door and opens our eyes and hearts to YBL. Because of you, our lives are changed forever. Thank you.